done it to me again. I was sitting here contemplating where to start, and it's just gone ahead and started the next video. So I might as well just get on with it, mightn't I? Okay, this video is not an ordinary podcast episode, neither is it a vlog. This is a roundup of the Stephen West Marathon that I've been running on my Mouses Makes Ravelry page throughout 2023. What is going on there? Never mind that, Mandy. That's not what you're here to do. Okay, so the rules basically were that you had to make one shawl or blanket from my Make 9 list, which were all Stephen West patterns, and one other shawl or blanket from Stephen West. There were, I'm going to give you some statistics, aren't you lucky? There were 11 people who entered. I managed to make 8. I've got another shawl, another 2 shawls and a blanket still on the needles, so they don't count. That would take me to 11 had I finished those. Remember that number. 11 is going to show up a lot, okay? So I had, or still have, 11 Stephen West projects on and off my needles during this year. And 11 people entered. Those are your 11s for now. So I'm going to show you what I've made this year. So first of all, as you can quite clearly see, and in actual fact this was last of all because this was the finished thing I started and finished in November. This is shawlography, which as Stephen West fans I'm sure you will all be very familiar with. And I made a Christmas version. I made it originally in 2021, it was the MCAL, and I said then I was going to make another, and this year I did so. So I spent November knitting a Christmas version. So that was that one. I'm not doing these in any particular order. These, oh, that's what's catching. There's a little bit on my nail that's catching on everything. I'll have to deal with that in a minute. Anyway. So next on top of the pile, because I've had it up on a hanger, hanging on my drawers, mainly as sort of like a piece of art to admire, was my MCAL. The MCAL this year was called the Geo Gradient, and this is mine. And I will probably knit another one of these in the future as well, because I actually enjoyed every stitch. I know some people struggled, particularly with section 3, which was quite repetitive and you had to do it on both sides. So you got to the end of this side and then you had to go and start on the other side, which some people found a little bit trying. I loved it. I very much enjoyed it. So that was my MCAL. Oh, my coffee has arrived. Thank you, waiter. They were both on my list. This was also on my list. This is a Pagona. Turn around. It has become one of my favourite Stephen West patterns. I've got 2 to show you today, and I'm knitting another one with my Advent from Moonlight Fibre. This one is a Halloween one that I did in some yarn from Denise at Dear Designs. Yeah, kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's Halloweeny. This was just a 1 skein version. The other version I knit was 2 skeins. The pattern was originally knit for 1, and then Stephen adapted it for up to 3 skeins. The Advent one that I'm knitting is going to be the equivalent of 4, little bit more than 4 skeins. And yeah, this is 2 skeins. So you can imagine it's just going to get wider and longer with 4 skeins. This one I knit in colours that aren't typically my colours, but it's surprising how many things I wear that it actually goes with, and I wanted it as more of a summery colour. Throw it over your shoulders when you go out in the garden. It's a little bit nippy, but you still don't want, you know, too much on. This is the one that I have just finished last week, and you haven't seen it yet completed. This is the slumber shawl. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see it okay, because it is, oh yeah. This is my second one of these, not this year. If I do that, it kind of, you can see it a bit better. I made a purple one at the beginning of 2021, and it was the very first Stephen West pattern I ever knit. And I remember when I was knitting it thinking, oh gosh, this is a little bit, I've got to concentrate on this. Little did I know what I was letting myself in for. So I've just knit this for a second time, and I will warn you now, there are literally underneath my chair 2 more big cakes of this wool. It's Hobie Winter Glow to make 2 more with, though I may, just for a bit of variety, knit something different with one of them. I'm not promising though. You get used to seeing the same things over and over, I'm afraid, with me. I am a creature of habit. So far, all these shawls have been on my Make 9 list. This is Vertices Unite. This is the smaller version. It knit up surprisingly quickly. I mostly enjoyed it. This section, which is the first, I did find a little bit of a slog, because you're doing 2 rows of each colour and it seems to go on forever. But the others, whizzed through them, stuck an I-cord border around the whole thing, no problem at all. Pretty quick knit. I've not yet worn it. I knit it because I wanted to knit a Vertices Unite, and I wasn't particularly clever with my, I'm sorry if you can hear the shower running, Ewan's gone up for a shower. Wasn't particularly clever with my colour choices, because I don't wear brown really. I don't think I've got anything brown at all. It doesn't go with much that I wear, so that's not got worn much. Then I have the Starflake. If you're wondering about all these yarns and so on, can I link my, I will try and link my project page down below. Yeah, but basically all the information is on my project page on Ravelry. So this is the Starflake. And I'll be perfectly honest, until I got this out this morning, I'd forgotten how much I liked this. I really, really liked it. I did chicken out and do the garter rather than the brioche. If I knitted again, I would probably do the brioche. But it's really nice. It's drapey and lovely, and I should wear it more. I don't think I've ever worn it. But again, it's another one. Excuse me. I picked the colours because they went together nicely, rather than thinking about, was I going to wear that? Okay. This is number 7. Excuse me. I've just recorded another video, and talking for so long has given me a bit of a frog in my throat. Right, Slipstravaganza. My absolute all-time favourite Stephen West pattern ever, Slipstravaganza. I am knitting another one next year in very different colours. I knit this last... I started it with the yarn from last year's MCal, Twists and Turns, which I started and I just wasn't enjoying. So I used some of the yarn for this, and I love this, absolutely love it. I took it to the Southern Wool show and I got so many compliments on it. I think it's a very popular pattern. And I love it. I think I'm going to wear it today, actually. I think I will, because it goes rather nicely with my green dress. So they were all on my Make 9 list. The ones that I didn't get to, what did I not get to? I didn't manage to finish my star flanket. And there's another one that I didn't get to, I'm sure. No, there can't be. No, ignore me. Didn't finish the star flanket, but I did show that to you in my last podcast episode, so I'm not going to fish it out again. I will be finishing that next year. Belinda from Belinda's Baubles and I are running, it's called the Topping Off Mal, and it's for finishing up your stuff from before 2024, and that's running from 1st of January to the 31st of March. So that's going to be one of the first things I finish. I want to get it done in the colder end of the year rather than be trying to finish it in the summer when I'm far too hot. But I have one more shawl to show you. This wasn't on the list because it didn't come out until April-ish, I think. This is the Eyelet Burst. It's a bit creased because it's been folded up in my wardrobe. Oh, how I love the Eyelet Burst. I've got another one on the needles. I'm going to have to take these off my lap because A, they're falling off, and B, I'm starting to get a little bit overly warm. I've got another Eyelet Burst on the needles in some far more sedate colours, which again I'm hoping to get finished next year. Well, I'm not hoping to, I will do. I will do, because I'm not casting anything else on until I've finished some things. I hope. It's a bit big, really, for me to wear like this as I typically do. So if I wear it as a shawl around me. Because it's garter, it's big and it's stretchy, and there's plenty of fabric to go around you and fling over your shoulder. I absolutely love this. It is described as a beginner pattern, and you have to be a little bit careful. Look how that glows under my chin. It's like, do you remember, I'm off again. Do you remember when you were a child, did you ever like hold buttercups under people's chins to see if they liked butter? It's like that. Do you like pink? Oh yes, apparently you do. Yeah, you have to be a bit careful with the eyelets, not to go off track. Even as a very experienced knitter, and I include my friends, all very experienced knitters, we've all at some point or another managed to go off track with our eyelets, but that's the only thing. You just have to keep a little eye on where you're putting them. But yeah, absolutely love this shawl. Love the colours in it, love the design, love the versatility, love everything about it. So that's what I made in my Stephen West Marathon. Did I tell you what I still had on the needles? I know I said I had a star flanket, and I have got another Eyelet Burst. I've also got a painting bricks, I think it is. Pretty sure it's painting bricks, not painting honeycombs. Anyway, that's my 8. So, before I announce the victorious peoples, some more statistics for you. I told you before there were 11 people who posted their projects, and of those 11 people I've been through and had a look, and I've only looked at the shawls and blankets that were on my Make 9 list. So the compulsory, you had to pick one off there. There were one of these ladies in particular, I'm assuming it's a lady, one of these posters in particular dredged up some designs that I hadn't noticed before until I'd seen them knit by her or him, and now they are kind of on my, oh, I think I need to do one of those at some point list. You know, the ever expanding, not very short list. Yeah. So there were 2 Aurora cabins entered, 3 star flakes, no flying foxes. That's the one I missed off. I did start my flying fox, and I was doing it as prescribed with a 4-ply and a mohair. That mohair, holy moly. I will try it again, but when I do it next time, I'm going to do it with 2 4-plies or fingering weights, or a fingering weight and a lace weight. No more mohair. That mohair just gave me nightmares. 4 vertices unite, 2 slumber shawls, these are not including mine, 4 Slipstravaganzas, 1 Pagona, 1 Winter Lights, 2 MCALs, and 2 star blankets. I think that's a pretty good effort. So then it came to picking the winner, and I did not get the prizes out. I'm going to do that now. Please talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Well, prize is prize. Where is it? Okay. It's rustly. I'm sorry if you've got headphones in. So we have a prize that was donated by a lady who watches. Her name is Patricia. And Patricia made an extremely beautiful Aurora cabin, but didn't enter it because she didn't want to win her own prize back, which is fair. So the prize is a set of higher needles, which I think you will agree is a pretty spectacular prize. It's not in a wrapping. Patricia had opened them, but she doesn't use them, so she, how does this open? There we go. So she didn't have the original wrapping, but everything is there. The cables are all still in their plastic bags. It is an absolutely beautiful set. And when she sent it to me and said that I could use it as a prize, I thought, well, it's got to be a prize for something special. And that's kind of where the marathon began to be born. That and the fact that I had 9 Stephen Wests that I wanted to knit last year, this year as it is still. I keep calling it last year. I'm like living in the future already. And then somebody suggested that I make them my Make 9 list for this year, which I did do, and I stuck it on my desk. I'm going to show it to you now. It's not been very helpful. Can you read that? No, neither can I. Apparently I used some sort of special spy ink that has faded over time. Never mind. So there were 2 ladies. I'm making assumptions, but I'm going to say ladies. If you're not a lady, I do apologise. There were 2 ladies who had both knit 11. Remember I told you to remember the 11? It was coming up again. Both knit 11 projects. And I thought, I need a tiebreaker. What am I going to do? So I went and I had a look on their Ravelry project pages, and I double checked that everyone had been started and finished in 2023, and they had. All 22 of them had been started in 2023. So I thought, okay, I've got to do something else as a tie break then. So I had a count up of who had made the most from my list. So the list that you had to pick at least one from. of those ladies had made 5 from the list and 6 other things. And the other lady had made a whopping 9 from the list. So she hadn't actually done every single one, but she'd made 2 of 2 of them, if you can follow that. So, that being the case, I am very proud to announce that the victorious recipient, do you like that, of the Higher interchangeable needle set is Shelley. Shelley String, you are the winner. Now, I need you to email me at mousesmakes@gmail.com. It's all lowercase, and don't forget the S in the middle. We've just had this issue with somebody else. But it was such an amazing effort and streets ahead of anybody else that I would like to offer a consolation prize to the other lady, I'm assuming you're a lady, who knit 11 items of Stephen West designs. And that lady is, and I've only got your Ravelry name, it's NJ3551. I would like to offer you a pattern prize. So if you could also contact me either on Ravelry or by email at mousesmakes@gmail.com and let me know what pattern you would like as your consolation prize, because it was an astonishing effort from both you ladies. I thought I was a lunatic, but clearly I am not alone. So that's it really. Thank you so much to everyone who entered. I was going to put up some pictures, but I put a post on the thread and then I didn't know if everyone had seen it, so I thought I'd better not. If you would like to see everybody's work, I'm going to link the thread down below if I can. If not, it's on the Mouses Makes Ravelry page and it's the Stephen West Marathon thread. Go on and have a look. There are some patterns there that I didn't even know existed. And as I say, now have to knit. So, thank you all once again so much for joining in. It has been terrific fun. The marathon is going to continue next year, as I'm sure you won't be a bit surprised. I already have several patterns of Stephen's lined up that I intend to get to in 2024. So there will be no prizes, but if you want to join in just for the fun of sharing your work with other people who are clearly as mad as we are, feel free to carry on posting in that thread, but there will be no more prizes. So that's it. That's everything I had to say. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I will have forgotten something. I always do. And then I come back afterwards and I'm like, oh, generally after I've just finished uploading it to YouTube so that I can't change anything. And then I go, oh, I was going to say such and such. Never mind. Never mind. Thank you very much. I have loved it. I've loved knitting it. I've loved seeing what you've been knitting, and yeah. Can't say anything else but thank you, really, can I? So, that being said, bye for now.